Thanks for stopping by TradCatHome. I'm Jessica Smith, Catholic mom of 3 boys. This one is Owen. He's 4 months old. Today I wanted to share with you some things that would help make your guest room feel a little more cozy. We recently had my cousin and her 3-month-old newborn Jolie staying with us in our eldest son's bedroom. So we had to do a little bit of a transformation in there to help make it more comfy for them. But there were some things that she said helped make her feel really comfortable while she was here. Before we get started, let's clean up together. A tidy tip that I've learned to do is 1 load of laundry every day. With Sarah visiting, things literally piled up around here, but I made sure to get a load started this morning. Even if they don't end up folded by the end of the day, at least I know that we have clean clothes when we need them. If you're stopping by from Sarah's channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. My channel is all about homemaking and raising a Catholic family. I was born and raised Catholic in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I went to public school all my life, including my college years, and I studied German education, but I found that my vocation is having a family and raising my kids. In 2013, I moved to Sarasota, Florida, believing that God's plan for me was to find my husband there. And when I started working at my new office, my husband started working there 3 weeks later. We got married in Celebration, Florida, and moved to the Orlando area shortly after that. Today we have 3 boys aged 4, 2, and 4 months, and this year I started homeschooling my oldest son, Liam, but it's challenging because I'm also still working full-time. We do the best that we can to get in some learning, and I have to remind myself daily that I am here to serve God by teaching my children to love and know Him, encourage my husband to strive for heaven, and carry my cross with joy and thanksgiving. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the like button. All right, now that we're cleaned up in the kitchen, we can talk about this room. Wow, well that's an attention getter. When I am putting a guest room together, I try to think about what I would like to have if I were a guest in someone's house, what would make me feel comfortable. So that being said, the major thing that we did in this room was that this bed is actually a bunk bed, and we removed the top bunk because having lived here, we know that it's difficult to sit up in the bed with the top bunk on. So to help Sarah be more comfortable, because she'll be breastfeeding while she's here, and just because sometimes you just like to sit in bed, we removed the top bunk for her comfort. But so now on to the 5 items that you can include in your guest room to help make them feel more at home while they are joining you. Item number 1 would be to have some sort of personalized item in the room. So I made a chalkboard welcome sign. For some reason, I feel like when you have a sign that says welcome, it makes you feel more welcome. So I made mine say, "Welcome Adams Girls." But you could also do something like include photos of them and their family members. So you can just get them from Facebook, print them out. It's very cheap and easy to do, and it helps them feel as though it's their home away from home when they're visiting you. So it would be a really nice touch for them. Item number 2 to include would be some sort of white noise or fan machine. Because when you are visiting somewhere else, there are always going to be sounds that you are not used to hearing while you are there. I know I need white noise anyway when I sleep, and when I travel, I normally take my machine with me because I know that I need that. Okay, item number 3 to include is a hamper. When I'm a guest somewhere, I like to keep my room tidy to be respectful of the space that I'm in. Having a home for everything in the room, including the dirty clothes, helps me to feel like I'm being a good guest and like I don't have to figure out some place to hide my dirty clothes while I'm here. Item number 4 that you can include is a trash can. So same sort of idea, someplace for your guest to dispose of any trash that they might come across in their room without having to sneak out to the bathroom or into the kitchen or something like that. Just a quick place to toss some little pieces of trash while they are in the room. Item number 5 is to have a blackout curtain. So this curtain back here is a blackout. Again, I like to have pitch black when I'm sleeping, so that was part of the reason why we purchased this curtain. Also, it is our boys' room, and it's perfect for when they are napping, to be able to draw the curtain closed. Having the blackout curtain, I think, is something that your guests will really appreciate while they are staying with you. Then some other items that you may not have thought about but are just extra little touches that are considerate and help make someone feel welcome and comfortable in the space. You could add some extra little treats to the room, like some chocolates. Here I have some items from the Ganachery, which is a chocolate shop at Disney Springs, so it's one of the local places that you can go and get some treats. It's just a nice little touch of Orlando to include in the room. I also picked up a first visit button for Jolie while she's here, since we are doing her first trip to Disney. So that's already all set to go, and it's one less thing that we'll have to worry about when we actually go to Disney on the first day. We don't need to worry about obtaining that pin from guest relations. So that's something to check off the list as done. Something else, which your room probably already has, but believe it or not, this room did not, is to have a mirror in your guest room. So this mirror back here was in our living room previously, and my stepson actually knocked it off the wall when he was playing ball in the house. So it broke, just the frame broke. So I repaired it and I painted it white so that it would go with this room. But we hung that up on the wall there. It's just nice to be a guest somewhere and have a mirror so that you can make sure you look presentable enough to yourself before you leave the room to go out and be with everybody else. You need a mirror when you're getting ready, right? So make sure you have a mirror in your guest bedroom. Another item that I like to make sure that I have are clean towels, hand towels, and washcloths. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, we always had the company towels. So whenever we had company coming over, we got out the nice clean towels and hung them up for our guests to use while they were there. So that is something that I still do now. I have company towels, and I make sure to get those out too for my guests when they are here. Which also reminds me, make sure that your guest bathroom is fully stocked. So I do have Q-tips and cotton balls in there. Make sure you have extra rolls of toilet paper available under the sink for your guest. I have a first aid kit in there. But I think the biggest thing is having that toilet paper in there for them, because if they run out, you don't want to have to ask your host for more toilet paper. It's a little embarrassing, right? So just make sure your bathroom is fully stocked for your guests before they arrive. I also made sure to provide some little toiletries for the baby changing area. One in particular was disinfectant wipes, and just with the times that we live in, having disinfectant wipes in the room is a great thing to have available for them. Another item that is helpful is I have one of those outlet extenders. So you plug it into the outlet and it turns it from being one outlet into having 3 outlets, and then there's also some USB ports on it. So make sure that your room does have some easily accessible plugs for your guests to plug all of their electronics into for charging when they are there. And speaking of electronics, I have this little Wi-Fi password sign back here. It just helps to have that readily available for your guest to reference when they are trying to access Wi-Fi while they're staying with you. And then just in case, I included some little candles and a room spray, again to help make it feel cozy. And it is fall, so it just adds to that ambiance of autumn, having those extra touches in the room for the guests when they're staying here. We were talking about the company towels. The bed linens here, we only put them out when we have someone staying with us. My boys do not have white bed linens all the time. It's just for them. I like that they feel nice and crisp and clean, because that's the kind of bed that you want to crawl into at the end of the day, right? You want to feel like it's nice and clean. So these are special company linens that we put out on the bed, in addition to having the company towels in the bathroom. And now I'm going to go grab Owen before I do my sign off, just so you can see him one last time. This kiddo has worked up quite a slobber while he was gone. Yeah. So hopefully you found these 5 items to include in your guest room to be helpful, and they will leave your guests feeling welcome and wanting to come back many more times because they're here. Woo! May the dogma live loudly within you. See you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and definitely hit the like button.
My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do something to